There's a nationwide voluntary recall on nearly 20 dry shampoo aerosol products. Unilever, which makes the products.
You washed your hair this morning, maybe with the same shampoo you have used for years. And the whole time, that bottle may have contained a preservative that releases formaldehyde when it contacts water. Not a trace amount, not a disputed finding. A known human carcinogen, listed as a top cosmetic allergen by the FDA. In shampoos, marketed as nourishing and repairing. 6 of the 9 biggest US shampoo brands are on today's avoid list. 3 are actually clean. Let us start with the worst one first. Avoid brand 1, Tresemme. It is the silver bottle on the shower shelf of half of America. Tresemme told working women they deserved salon-quality hair without the salon price. Professional, accessible, nourishing. Generations of women never questioned what was inside the bottle. Unilever built Tresemme on that salon-grade positioning. Women trusted it because the results felt real. The lather was satisfying, the hair felt clean. That experience became loyalty. In 2021, Unilever recalled 19 dry shampoo aerosol products for potential benzene contamination. Tresemme was included. At the same time, class action lawsuits alleged Tresemme contained DMDM hydantwine, a preservative that releases formaldehyde when it contacts water. Formaldehyde is a known human carcinogen. Plaintiffs reported hair thinning, breakage, and scalp damage. Unilever acknowledged the damaging effects of formaldehyde-releasing ingredients in 2012 and committed to removing them. They continued manufacturing Tresemme with DMDM until 2021. 9 years after their own acknowledgement, looks like the professional salon formula that genuinely nourishes your hair. Reads like a benzene recall, a class action over formaldehyde-releasing preservatives, and a company that kept using an ingredient they had committed to remove. Read the first 5 ingredients on Tresemme Moisture-Rich Shampoo. Water, sodium, laureth sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, cocamidopropyl betaine, glycol distearate, 2 sulfates in the first 3 positions. For the woman who used Tresemme for years because salon grade felt like a meaningful guarantee, this is what you actually bought. DMDM hydantwine, formaldehyde release, a class action, and 2 sulfates in the first 5 ingredients. Tresemme Botanique Nourish and Replenish was reformulated without DMDM hydantwine. If you are a Tresemme loyalist, this is the product to move toward. Salon Promise. Formaldehyde-releasing preservative inside. The lather was real. The nourishing claim was not. The next brand was acquired for $3.3 billion by a company that had already committed to removing the same ingredient. They kept it anyway. Avoid brand 2, OGX. It is the bottle with the exotic name and the ingredient story on the label. Coconut milk, argan oil of Morocco, Brazilian keratin therapy. OGX built its identity on the promise that your shampoo could deliver something rare and sourced. That sensory storytelling created fierce loyalty. OGX was originally developed by Vogue International. Women chose it by scent, by the ingredient name on the front, by the feeling that this bottle was different from the generics around it. In 2016, Johnson & Johnson acquired Vogue International for $3.3 billion. Johnson & Johnson had committed in 2012 to removing formaldehyde-releasing preservatives by 2015. After the acquisition, OGX products continued to contain DMDM hydantwine. Class action lawsuits alleged Johnson & Johnson marketed OGX as safe, while it contained chemicals causing hair loss, thinning, and scalp damage. They did not remove DMDM from OGX until September 2021, 6 years past their own deadline. Looks like a curated collection of exotic botanical shampoos. Reads like DMDM hydantwine, a class action over hair loss, and a $3.3 billion acquisition that changed nothing about the formula. Johnson & Johnson knew DMDM was damaging in 2012. They bought OGX anyway. They kept the ingredient anyway. For the woman who chose OGX because the argan oil on the label felt like proof of a higher standard, this is what you actually bought. DMDM hydantwine, formaldehyde release, a class action alleging hair loss from the company that already knew. OGX Thick and Full, biotin and collagen shampoo is the reformulated version with no DMDM hydantwine. The fewest concerns in the current OGX range. $3.3 billion, same ingredient. The exotic story was real. The safe formula was not. The next brand is in every hotel bathroom in America. A class action alleged false advertising over formaldehyde-releasing compounds in the formula. Avoid brand 3. Suave. It is the giant bottle at the back of the drugstore shelf, the one parents buy because it works on everyone and costs almost nothing. Suave built its identity on value. $1 per bottle. Same results as the expensive stuff. That price became the trust. Unilever owns Suave. The brand has been in American bathrooms since 1941. Nobody questioned whether a $1 shampoo was disclosing everything in the formula. The price made scrutiny feel unnecessary. In October 2022, Unilever recalled dry shampoo aerosol products for benzene contamination. Suave was included. The FDA published the notice. Beyond the recall, a class action investigation alleged false advertising to market Suave as safe when it possibly contained formaldehyde-releasing compounds. Suave Professional Almond and Shea Butter Shampoo contains sodium lauryl sulfate as its primary surfactant. SLS produced an irritant reaction in 42% of individuals in independent German patch testing. Looks like the responsible budget choice. Reads like a benzene recall, a class action over formaldehyde claims, and SLS as the lead surfactant. Rate the first 5 ingredients: water, sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, cocamidopropylbutane, glycol distearate. 2 sulfates in the first 3 cleansing positions. For the parent who bought Suave for the whole family because affordable meant responsible, this is what you actually bought. 2 sulfates, a benzene recall, a class action over formaldehyde, at $1 a bottle. Suave Essentials. Coconut shampoo has the shortest ingredient deck in the range, not clean by independent standards but the least complex option if you are not ready to switch brands. Value pricing. SLS as the lead surfactant. The affordability was real, the simple formula claim was not. The next brand built a generation of loyalty on shine. The question was what was creating it. Avoid brand 4. Pantene. It is the shine. That is what Pantene sold. The hair in the campaign. The light catching each strand. Pantene convinced a generation that shine was health. The shine was real. The mechanism was not what most women assumed. Procter & Gamble owns Pantene. The brand became one of the most recognized hair care names in the world. Dermatologist tested appeared on the packaging. Women bought it because it felt scientifically credible and delivered visible results. Loyalty lasted decades. In December 2021, Procter & Gamble launched one of the largest dry shampoo recalls in U.S. history, covering 32 brands for benzene. Pantene dry shampoo was included. Beyond the recall, EWG's Skin Deep database confirms DMMDM hydantoin in current Pantene formulations. Pantene's standard range also contains sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium lauryl sulfate. SLES is manufactured through ethoxylation, which can leave 1,4-dioxane in the finished product. The FDA identifies 1,4-dioxane as a probable human carcinogen. Looks like the dermatologist-tested Shine formula. Reads like DMDM hydantoin, ethoxylated sulfates with probable carcinogen contamination concerns, and a dry shampoo on the largest benzene recall in category history. The shine came primarily from silicone coating the hair shaft, not from genuine hair health improvement. For the woman who trusted Pantene for decades because the shine felt like proof this is what you actually bought. DMDM hydantoin, ethoxylated sulfates, a recalled dry shampoo, silicone, where the vitamin complex was supposed to be. Pantene Gold Series. Moisture Boost Shampoo is formulated without sulfates, designed for natural and textured hair. The cleanest formula in the Pantene range. Decades of shine. Silicone coating. DMDM hydantoin. The results were visible. The mechanism was never disclosed. The next brand has been the default dandruff solution since 1961. The European Chemicals Agency flagged its active ingredient for reproductive toxicity. Avoid brand 5. Head and Shoulders. It is the blue bottle that has been solving dandruff since before most of its users were born. Head & Shoulders launched in 1961. If your scalp was flaking, you switched to Head & Shoulders. Nobody questioned it further. Procter & Gamble owns Head & Shoulders. The active ingredient, pyrithione zinc, genuinely controls the Malassezia fungus responsible for dandruff. The efficacy was real. That clinical credibility transferred to the entire product without anyone examining what else was in the formula. Procter & Gamble recalled 32 brands of dry shampoo for benzene in December 2021. Beyond the parent company's recall record, EWG rates pyrithione zinc at 6 out of 10 for potential developmental and reproductive toxicity. The European Chemicals Agency describes pyrithione zinc as toxic to reproduction, potentially damaging to the unborn child. The standard formula also contains sodium lauryl sulfate and methylchloroisothiazolinone, a preservative the EU has restricted due to allergy risk. Looks like the clinically proven dandruff solution your doctor recommended. Reads like an active ingredient rated 6 out of 10 by EWG for reproductive toxicity and a preservative the EU has restricted. Read the first 5 ingredients. Water, sodium, lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, glycol distearate, sodium chloride. SLS is the second ingredient. In a shampoo marketed for scalp health, for the person who switched to Head & Shoulders because dandruff felt like a medical issue, this is what you actually bought. Pyrithione zinc, flagged for reproductive toxicity. SLS as the second ingredient. In the scalp health shampoo. Head & Shoulders. Bare is the sulfate-free range. Same pyrithione zinc dandruff control. The recommended option if sulfate exposure concerns you. Dandruff solved. Reproductive toxicity concern added. The scalp fix was real. The full ingredient story was not disclosed. The next brand named itself after nature. Then its parent company recalled it for benzene, while DMDM sat in the standard formula underneath the botanical branding. Avoid brand 6. Herbal essences. It is the shampoo that smelled like a garden. The flowers on the bottle, the botanical names on the label. Herbal essences built its identity on the promise of nature. The name did the work. Both words signaled something plant-derived, something gentle, fundamentally different from the formulas around it. Procter & Gamble owns Herbal Essences. The brand launched in 1971. Women chose it because nature in the name felt like a formulation promise. That was the entire trust transaction. Procter & Gamble's December 2021 dry shampoo, recall, covered 32 brands for benzene. Herbal Essences was explicitly included. Beyond the recall, EWG's Skin Deep database confirms DMDM hydantoin in multiple standard herbal essences formulas. DMDM hydantoin releases formaldehyde when it contacts water. The brand also uses undisclosed synthetic fragrance across its range. A brand named after herbs uses a single-word ingredient that legally conceals hundreds of undisclosed chemical compounds. Looks like a botanical hair care range built on plant-derived ingredients. Reads like DMDM hydantoin, a benzene recall, and synthetic fragrance hiding behind the herbal name. The botanical story on the label is a marketing layer. The ingredient list is the actual formulation story. Those two documents are not the same. For the woman who chose Herbal Essences because the name felt like proof, the formula was gentle and natural. This is what you actually bought. DMDM hydantoin, formaldehyde release, benzene in the recalled aerosols, synthetic fragrance labeled as herbal. Herbal Essences. BioRenew removed DMDM hydantoin and parabens, the only herbal essences line this investigation recommends within the brand. Herbal name. Formaldehyde-releasing preservative inside. The fragrance was real, the botanical promise was not. The next brand built its reputation on skin gentleness and extended it to hair. A benzene recall followed. Avoid brand 7. Dove. It is the shampoo that sounds like skincare. Dove built its hair care range on the same equity as its body wash. Gentle, moisturizing. The brand. For women who think about what they put on their skin. If Dove could be trusted on your body, it could be trusted on your hair. Unilever owns Dove. The brand extended the skin gentleness positioning that made the original bar soap one of the most trusted personal care products in America. Dermatologist tested appeared on the packaging. Women with sensitive skin chose Dove shampoo because the brand felt like it understood delicacy. Unilever's October 2022 dry shampoo recall covered 19 products for benzene. Dove dry shampoo was explicitly included. Beyond the recall, Dove Daily Moisture Shampoo contains sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium lauryl sulfate. SLES ethoxylation can leave 1,4-dioxane in finished products, a probable human carcinogen the FDA has been monitoring for years. Dove shampoos also contain synthetic fragrance listed as parfum, a label entry that can conceal hundreds of undisclosed compounds. Looks like the gentle moisturizing shampoo from the brand built on sensitive skincare. Reads like a benzene recall, ethoxylated sulfates with probable carcinogen contamination concerns, and undisclosed synthetic fragrance. Read the first 5 ingredients. Water, sodium, lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, cocamidopropyl betaine, glycerin. 2 sulfates in the first 3 positions, the moisture promise and the sulfate strip happening simultaneously. For the woman who chose Dove shampoo because gentleness extended from the bar soap to every product with the Dove logo, this is what you actually bought. Ethoxylated sulfates, a benzene recall, undisclosed fragrance, from the gentle brand, Dove amplified textures. Hydrating shampoo is sulfate-free and designed for natural hair, the cleanest formula in the Dove shampoo range. Gentle branding, sulfate-led surfactants, benzene in the recalled aerosols. The Dove was real, the formula was not. The next brand convinced the natural food store shopper their shampoo was finally different. The ingredient list tells a more complicated story. Avoid brand 8, Aussie. It is the shampoo with the kangaroo on the bottle. Aussie built its identity on fun, accessible hair solutions with a sense of personality, and the implicit suggestion that something Australian carries a different quality standard. The Miracle range, the Moist range, the names promised transformation. Procter & Gamble has owned Aussie since 1997. The fun positioning and affordable pricing created loyal buyers who reached for the kangaroo bottle on autopilot. For many women, Aussie was the brand they discovered as teenagers and never questioned after that. Aussie Miracle Moist shampoo contains sodium lauryl sulfate as its primary cleansing agent. SLS produced an irritant reaction in 42% of individuals in independent German patch testing, so reliably irritating that dermatologists use it as a positive control in irritation testing. Aussie also contains parabens, specifically propylparaben, in multiple formulas. EWG flags propylparaben for potential endocrine disruption. The EU has restricted certain parabens in cosmetics due to those same concerns. Looks like a fun, personality-forward brand with solutions for every hair type. Reads like SLS as the lead surfactant, and parabens flagged for endocrine disruption by EWG and restricted by EU regulators. Read the first 5 ingredients: water, sodium, lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, cocamidopropylbutane, glycerin. The Miracle Moisture formula opens with the 2 ingredients most likely to strip the moisture it promises. For the woman reaching for the kangaroo bottle since her teenage years, because the personality and price felt like enough, this is what you actually bought. SLS. Parabens, flagged for endocrine disruption. In the Miracle Moisture Shampoo. Aussie Paraben Free Miracle. Curls. Shampoo removes the paraben concern and has a gentler surfactant profile. If you are committed to the brand, this is the version to move toward. Australian positioning. SLS lead surfactant. Parabens inside. The personality was real. The miracle was not. The next brand moved from salon exclusivity to the drugstore shelf and kept the salon price. The formula tells you what changed when Unilever bought it. Avoid brand 9, Nexus. It is the shampoo that crossed from salon to drugstore and kept the salon price. Nexus sits above every other brand on this avoid list in cost. The protein science positioning, the salon heritage, the clinical language around elastin and keratin. Nexus does not just sell clean hair, it sells biological sophistication. Nexus was founded in 1979 as a professional salon-only brand. That exclusivity built real credibility. When Unilever acquired it in 2006 and moved it to mass retail, the salon heritage became a story rather than a reality. The premium price stayed. The exclusive access disappeared. Unilever's October 2022 dry shampoo recall covered 19 products for benzene. Nexus dry shampoo was explicitly included. Beyond the recall, Nexus shampoo for damaged hair contains sodium lauryl sulfate as its primary surfactant. SLES ethoxylation can leave 1,4-dioxane in the finished product, a probable human carcinogen. Nexus also contains undisclosed synthetic fragrance. A brand charging $30 a bottle uses the same fragrance loophole as every $1 drugstore shampoo on this list. Looks like a premium salon science formula that justifies its price through professional heritage. Reads like ethoxylated sulfates, a benzene recall, an undisclosed fragrance at a premium price. Nexus is owned by Unilever, the same parent company as Thierry Seme, Suave, Dove, and the recalled Nexus dry shampoo. One conglomerate, 5 brands on this avoid list. For the woman who paid $30 for Nexus because the salon heritage felt like proof this bottle was genuinely different, this is what you actually bought. Ethoxylated sulfates, a benzene recall, undisclosed fragrance, and a salon story that moved to mass retail in 2006. Nexus Ultralight, Smooth shampoo has the shortest ingredient deck in the range. It does not resolve the SLES or fragrance concerns, but it is the least ingredient-heavy option if you are not ready to leave the brand. Salon heritage, mass retail formula, premium price. The professional story was real once. The formula never justified it. Go check your shower shelf right now. If any of these 9 brands are in your bathroom, you now know exactly what is inside them. Okay, stop for a second. You just sat through 9 shampoo brands, 2 class actions over formaldehyde-releasing preservatives that companies had committed to removing years before the lawsuits were filed. Benzene recalls from both Procter & Gamble and Unilever covering over 50 products combined. An active ingredient flagged by the European Chemicals Agency for reproductive toxicity. Ethoxylated sulfates with probable carcinogen contamination concerns the FDA has been monitoring for years. Here is the playbook. Step 1. A brand builds trust through heritage or an ingredient story. Step 2. A conglomerate acquires it. Step 3. The marketing claims scale up while the formulation scrutiny does not. Step 4. A class action, a benzene recall, or an independent database finding surfaces what the label never disclosed. Step 5. No mandatory reformulation, still on the shelf. Unilever knew about formaldehyde-releasing preservatives in 2012. Johnson & Johnson said the same thing. Both kept manufacturing with DMDM for nearly a decade after that acknowledgement. 5 of the 9 brands on this avoid list are Unilever brands. 2 are Johnson & Johnson. That is not 9 separate problems. That is 1 formulation standard across 2 parent companies that already knew. 3 brands built a different standard from the beginning. Safe pick 1. InnerSense Organic Beauty. Where others sell salon-grade results with formaldehyde-releasing preservatives and sulfate surfactants, this sells certified organic ingredients and a sulfate-free formula where EWG rates the primary surfactants at 1 and 2 out of 10. Greg and Joni Godden founded InnerSense in 2006 after their daughter's health challenges led them to investigate what was in their family's personal care products. Certified organic from the beginning, not a retrofitted clean claim. Free of sulfates, silicones, parabens, phthalates, PEGs, and synthetic fragrance. The surfactants are sodium methyl cocoyl taurate and cocamidopropyl hydroxysultane, rated at 1 and 2 by EWG. Organic shea butter, tamanu oil, avocado oil, and jojoba in the formula. Every ingredient disclosed. No fragrance loophole, no DMDM hydantoin. The cream wash produces minimal lather. The adjustment takes 2 to 3 weeks while the scalp recalibrates from sulfate shampoos. Around $28 to $34. Available at Ulta, Whole Foods, and InnerSenseBeauty.com. The next brand delivers the same clean standard at the drugstore price point. Safe pick 2. Attitude Super Leaves. Where others sell affordable shampoo with sulfates and DMDM hydantoin, this sells an EWG-verified formula with plant-based surfactants and hypoallergenic certification at the same price category. Attitude was founded on the principle that clean beauty should not require a premium. The Super Leaves range holds EWG-verified status, the most rigorous independent clean beauty certification in North America. Every ingredient has been independently assessed against EWG's strictest criteria: sulfate-free, paraben-free, free of synthetic fragrance, no ethoxylated surfactants. The EWG verified mark is on the bottle, not just claimed in the marketing copy. The natural scent is subtle. Buyers who want a strong fragrance experience will not find it here because the fragrance is not being hidden behind a loophole ingredient. Around $13 for 16 ounces. Available at Target, Amazon, and well.ca. The next brand sourcing story is the one on this list that is actually verifiable. Safe pick 3. Rahua Classic Shampoo. Where others sell botanical claims with synthetic fragrance and DMDM hydantoin underneath, this sells Rahua oil sourced directly from indigenous communities in the Ecuadorian Amazon through a documented fair trade partnership. Fabian Ligon and Anna Ayers founded Rahua after Ligon learned about Rahua oil from the Quechua Sapara women of the Amazon. The brand built a direct sourcing partnership with those communities. The ingredient story on the front corresponds to an actual verified supply chain relationship. Rahua oil penetrates the hair shaft rather than coating the surface. That is the distinction between actual repair and the silicone coating the avoid brands present as hair health. Sulfate-free, paraben-free, silicone-free, free of synthetic fragrance. No DMDM Heidentoin. Fully disclosed ingredient deck. Premium price point that reflects genuine ingredient sourcing. Around $34 to $42 per bottle. Available at Credo Beauty, Ulta, and Rahua.com. You just sat through 9 shampoo brands. Johnson & Johnson committed to removing formaldehyde-releasing preservatives in 2012 and kept manufacturing OGX with DMDM for 9 more years. Procter & Gamble and Unilever together recalled over 50 dry shampoo products for benzene. The European Chemicals Agency flagged Head & Shoulders active ingredient for reproductive toxicity. 5 Unilever brands appeared on this avoid list. The premium salon brand and the $1 budget brand shared the same sulfate opening and the same fragrance loophole. It is not a mistake. It is the model. Tomorrow morning, walk into your bathroom, pick up your shampoo, read the first 5 ingredients. If you see sodium lauryl sulfate or DMDM Heidentoin anywhere on that label, you now know what it means and which company knew first. Tell me in the comments which shampoo brand you have been using the longest and whether any of this was news to you today. If someone you know is still using Tresemme or OGX because the brand loyalty runs deep and nobody told them about the class action, send this to them. The system is not broken. It is working exactly the way it was built to work. You were never supposed to read past the ingredient story on the front of the bottle. Stay sharp. Read those labels. Keep rising.